So Hari Om, let's begin the class with our prayers as always. Let me share the screen. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam. Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam. Namami Bhagavatpada Shankaram Lokashankaram. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. So till now we have seen about our own selves, right? And now we are going to see about the universe too. So in Vedanta there is a very famous or a very popular concept that says there are only three things that we have to understand. That is the Jiva, that is our own selves, the Jagat, the world, and Ishvara, the creator. So it's only about Jiva, Jagat and Ishvara. That's all that is there. It is just an interplay of all these things that constitutes various experience, and we mark these different experiences with respect to time. That's all that is there to our lives. So till now in this text we have seen about the Jiva. We have seen about the body, the mind, the intellect. We have seen about our energies. We have seen about the koshas, all these things that we have seen with respect to the individual. That is the Jiva. Going forward, we are going to see about the Jagat. Okay. So let us start with the next verse. Let me share the screen. So today will be like a foundation for other verses that is going to come up from here. So let us try to get our concepts very clear in these in this class. All right? Okay. So next, Ata Chaturvimshati Tattvabodha Prakaram Vakshyamaha. Now we shall explain the evolution of the 24 factors. Chaturvimshati is 24. Okay, so we saw, right, that this Jiva, Jagat, all this world itself is constituted of 24 factors. That is what Chaturvimshati. And Bhagavad says we will see about the evolution of these 24 factors. So what are the 24 factors? They are the 5 Panchamahabhutas, the 5 great elements. And these elements are perceived through our 5 organs of perception, Panchanyana So 5 plus 5, 10. And then we give output to the perception through the 5 karmendriyas. So 10 plus 5, 15. And then we have the 5 pranas that is going, that is enlivening the body. So that makes 15 plus 5, 20. And then we have the 4 thought modifications, Manas, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankara. So 20 plus 4, 24. Let me repeat it one more time. 5 great elements, 5 sense organs, 5 organs of action, 5 pranas, and 4 thought modifications. Together constitute the 24 factors that is that constitutes this world. Okay, sometimes this instead of 5 pranas, they have 5 sense objects are mentioned, like sound, sight, taste, touch. The sense objects will be mentioned. There will be slight modifications here and there with respect to this 24 factors, but the essence remains the same. Okay, so the interplay of all these things only constitute this Jagat. Okay, and we are going to see a little bit more in detail about how these 24 factors came into play, in what order were they created, what came first, what came next. All this we are going to see in the upcoming verses. But before that, we are going to introduce a very, very important character into this text. We will see who that character is. Okay. So that character is the very famous Maya. So what is Maya? Brahmashraya Sattva Rajas Tamo Gunatmika Maya Asti. Okay, so directly he's jumping into the into the subject matter. Brahmashraya, that is depending upon the Brahman. Brahma is not Shiva Vishnu Brahma. I've already told this. Here Brahma is Brahman. Brahma. Okay, so that's what it is. Depending on the Brahman. Brahma Ashraya, depending upon the Brahman. Sattva Rajas Tamo Gunatmika. 3 qualities. That is Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. Constituting of these 3 qualities, Maya Asti. Maya is what? It depends on the Brahman and it has 3 qualities, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. And we are going to see in detail about Maya in this class. It is going to, I think the rest of the class will be dedicated to Maya because she is very, very powerful and something that has to be understood with a lot of clarity so that we will be able to proceed on the further verses without any confusion. All right. So we know about the Brahman, right? That Brahman functioning within us is Atman. Pretty much the same concept, right? We saw Sat, Chit, Ananda, same thing. That is only Brahman, existence, consciousness, bliss. Brahma comes from the root word Brihattamatvat, that is big. Okay, so when we say big, we usually have another noun next to it, right? A big house, a big school, a big elephant, a big ball. Alright, so we define the noun with the word big. But here Brahman itself means only big. There is no noun coming after it. So then what it is indicating here is the limitlessness of Brahman. Limitlessness is a concept that our limited mind can never comprehend. That is why it is very difficult for us to explain about Brahman because it is beyond the comprehension of the mind. It is just big. Now how big can you imagine? Maximum we can say it is as big as the universe. But can we even imagine the universe? The universe is also constantly expanding. Universe also doesn't have any boundaries. Is it even possible for the human mind to visualize the universe? Probably we will be thinking about one dark space and some stars here and there and some planets roaming around. That's all we can imagine, right? The mind cannot think beyond that. It cannot visualize beyond that. But that which is the ultimate big is Brahman. And we've already seen the aspects of Brahman or Atman, both are same, okay? Is Sat, Chit, Ananda, existence, consciousness, bliss. We have already seen this. If you have any doubt, you can refer the previous class one more time for your own reflection. Alright, so this Brahman alone is the truth. This alone exists and everything else is because of this Maya. Okay, so before we go further about Maya, let us take a moment to understand about cause and effect. Okay, so everything that we see is an effect and it has to have a cause. Suppose, for example, there is this microphone that is I'm using. This is an effect. What will be the cause? Somebody has manufactured it, no? Somebody would have conceived that, oh, this device will be very useful when people are stuck in pandemic and they have to spend their life in Zoom. So let us make this. Somebody would have conceived of this microphone. And then what would have happened? They gathered all the materials that are required to make this microphone. And then this microphone has come into existence. This is the effect and we have the cause. So here itself the cause can be of for any effect the cause is of 2 forms. Material cause and efficient cause. Material cause is the products that I used to make this. What constitutes this microphone? Some plastic, I don't know what constitutes it. Some plastic, I'm sure some metal is there. Some circuit boards will be there. This is the material cause. What is the efficient cause? The idea that came into the mind of a person, he would have conceived that idea, he would have made the design of it, and he would have also actually manufactured it, right? So it is the efficient cause. Two things, anything for that matter. Suppose there is a pot, mud pot. The efficient cause will be the mud, the material cause will be the mud, and the efficient cause will be the potter. Okay, any effect will have these two causes. Alright, even the human body has a material cause and a efficient cause. Yes or no? Alright. Now, in the case of a pot, the material cause is completely different from the efficient cause. See, all this is pure logic, okay? For the first time when we are listening to it, it may feel like, oh, what is she saying? It suddenly feels like as if I'm sitting inside a physics class. But just stick with it. Again and again when we reflect on it, we will see how clearly this logic plays out and how it becomes comprehensible to us. Okay, right. So this mud pot has a material cause which is the mud, efficient cause which is the potter. These two are completely separate. Now, keep this aside. We are coming back into the concept of Brahman and Maya. So what we saw, Brahman alone is there, that is the limitless big, it is of the nature of existence conscious bliss, and Brahman alone exists, everything else is just like a dream. Remember we saw this when we were talking about the 3 states of experience, sleep, a deep sleep, dreaming state and waking state, we saw all this, right? So now take for example your dream. In the dream, you are creating buildings, you are creating other people, you are creating the sky, the earth, everything is created. In the dream world is very, very real when we are dreaming, isn't it? Only when we wake up we understand it is a dream world. It is all, that whole creation is there in the dream world, isn't it? Fan, light, everything is there in the dream world. In the dream world, what is the material cause? Our own mind, isn't it? Everything has come from our mind. What is the efficient cause? That also is the mind. Understand? Both are the same. When the material cause and the efficient cause is one and the same, then that effect actually does not exist. Able to understand? In the case of a pot, material cause is different, efficient cause is different. In the case of a dream, material cause, efficient cause, both are the same, which means that effect is actually not there. It is only an illusion. Clear till now? Now let us take the same logic and apply it into this creation. So Brahman alone is there, everything is Brahman, only Brahman is the truth. Then what happens? Material cause, efficient cause is one and the same. So which means everything is just an illusion. But we are now experiencing this world. For us, this is the truth. We are least bothered about Brahman. We don't even care whether that Brahman is there. We are not even aware that something like that is there most of the times. But for us, this world is our only and absolute reality. Yes or no? How come then this is happening? What explanation can we give? Logically speaking, Brahman alone is there. And logically also, it is the lived experience of countless and countless and countless of sages and realized masters. They are not going to gain anything by spreading false messages. That is the truth. We have to remember, Shraddha, everything comes into play. We have to take that from a faith standpoint till we ourselves go and merge into that Brahman, which is possible for everyone. Okay. So leaving that aside, We are not even aware that Brahman is there. We don't care about Brahman. We don't even care whether it is existence or conscious or bliss. Who cares? I have 1,000 headaches to deal with in a day-to-day life. And for me, all these headaches are real. My life here and now is my ultimate reality. How come this is possible then? Material cause, efficient cause, same. But the effect is so real. Isn't it? That is where this Maya is postulated. Ya ma sa Maya. That which is not yet appears to be is Maya. So, to explain this only, Vedanta postulates the concept of Maya. Okay, so Maya means you can say illusion, you can say mirage, anything you can say, but Maya is very, very powerful. Okay, so we will see what are the powers of Maya. Now, let us take an example and then we will see about the powers of Maya. See, remember this concept, when you are hearing it for the first time, it may be a little too much, but just take it step by step, digest every idea, ask questions to yourself, keep reflecting, and you will see the logic behind it. Okay, any doubts you have, I'm always available. If I'm not able to answer to your satisfaction, so many kind acharyas are there who can help us with our doubts. Genuine doubts will always be provided with correct answers from the masters themselves, so don't worry. Okay, all right. So let's take one example to understand a little bit more about Maya, and then we will see what are the powers of Maya. The most popular example in Vedanta is the Rajju Sarpa, that is the rope and the snake. And this example, you will find it repeated in almost all famous Vedantic texts, okay? Because it is a very, very powerful example and it is the most relatable example also. What it says is, there is a rope that is lying there and I am walking by that rope. It is very dark and everything. And I'm just seeing something coiled over there. It's like, oh my God, that is snake. I don't know it is a rope, okay? I just see something that is there coiled. And I was like, oh my God, that is a snake. So immediately what happens? I panic. Oh, snake is there. What am I going to do? Immediately I'm scared. I panic. I try to run away from that place. But then somebody comes and says, oh, that is not a snake. That is only a rope. See, they shine some light on it. And then I say, oh, thank God. It is not a snake. It is only a rope. All right. Now, the snake was my lived real experience. Yes or no? I got scared seeing that snake. For me, that snake alone was the truth. I didn't care about the rope. I was not even aware that the rope was there. All I knew was that a snake was there. But actually, was there a snake? Never was there. There was no snake. Isn't it? So from the standpoint of rope, if you ask that rope, hey rope, why did you make that snake? The rope will only ask, snake? What snake? Only rope was there, nothing else was there. Where can a snake come from when everything that was there is only rope? Every part of me is only rope. From where did you see the snake? That's what the rope will say, no? It will not even know that something called snake is there, because everything that is there is only the rope. Similarly, from the standpoint of Brahman, everything that is, see, we have to understand from which standpoint we are talking all this, okay? From the standpoint of Brahman, from the standpoint of truth, the only thing that is there everywhere is Brahman alone. There is no you, there is no Aruna, there is no Earth, there is no Tamil Nadu, Chennai, solar system, universe, nothing is there. Only Brahman alone is there. But I am seeing the snake. That snake was real for me. How did that happen? That is because of Maya, is what our master says. So what did this Maya do? We said, no, Maya has two very powerful, superpowers that Maya has two. Okay, that is Avarana Shakti, which is the wheeling power. What did that snake do? It went and wheeled the rope. put a cover over the rope. Isn't it? It just drew a shutter over our eyes, making us think that it was actually snake. It has hidden the truth, which was the rope. It has covered the rope, covering power, wheeling power. That is the one of the two superpowers of Maya, which is the Avarana Shakti. Second is Vikshepa Shakti, which is projecting power. After hiding the rope, it projected the snake. Something which was not there was projected. Isn't it? This is Vikshepa Shakti, which is the creative power. This creative power of the Maya only projects the entire universe. All these names and forms that we see around us is because of this Vikshepa Shakti of the Maya, which is the projecting power. Okay. So, to summarize everything, okay, Brahman alone is truth. Brahman alone is there. From the standpoint of Brahman, there is no world. There is no separation. There is nothing else other than Brahman from the standpoint of Brahman. Which means, by extension, we are also Brahman only. And we will be able to really perceive everything from the standpoint of Brahman once we do all the necessary preparations, all this, the fourfold wealth, sixfold inner qualification, all this as we cultivate, and once we start reflecting on this great Vedantic truth, Aham Brahmasmi, when we start reflecting by the grace of God and Guru, we will also experience it. We will also, not experience per se, we will also become Brahman. We are already Brahman. We will realize that we are Brahman. Okay, so this is one thing. But currently, we are experiencing this world in all its names and forms and all its joys and sorrows and everything that this world has to offer for us. How is that possible? This is because of Maya. This Maya, when you look from the Brahman standpoint, there is nothing other than the Brahman itself. Whereas when you look at it from the Jagat or from the Jiva standpoint, this world is true. Everything is true. And that is because of Maya. Now, if you look at it from Maya's perspective, you can never say whether Maya is real, not real. We can't say. Okay, that is the power of Maya. It is also undefinable, but the catch is Maya is Brahma Ashraya. It exists depending upon the Brahman. Maya cannot exist separately. It's not like Brahman is there separately and Maya is there separately. Then Maya comes and jumps on top of the Brahman. No, it's not like that. As we have seen, this you have to be very clear. The underlining logic is Brahman alone is, everything else is Maya. So which means Maya is also existing because of Brahman. Alright, Maya cannot exist by itself. From the standpoint of Brahman, there is no Maya. Maya is not even there for Brahman. Just like how the rope says, there is no snake, what are you talking about? Like that, Brahman will say, there is no Maya, what are you talking about? But from the world perspective, Maya appears very real. From my perspective, the snake's existence is undoubtedly true. I saw the snake with my own two eyes. So from the world perspective, from the Jiva's perspective, Maya is very real. Now, what about Maya's perspective? We can't say anything. Maya is there, not there, we cannot say. Get this concept clear. Concept 1, Brahman alone is there. Concept 2, the three perspectives. From the Brahman standpoint, from the world standpoint, from the Maya standpoint. Concept number 3, the two powers of Maya, which is the Avarana Shakti, which is of the nature of ignorance. It veils the truth. Maya covers the Brahman. Alright, the snake covers the rope. Second Shakti that the Maya has is Vikshepa Shakti, or the projective power or the creative power. The Maya projected the snake on the rope, right? It is a creative power, and because of this Vikshepa Shakti only, all this creation has come forth. First there is ignorance. Remember, causal body, Anandamaya Kosha, ignorance. That same thing, ignorance is the power. That's why we will not be able to define the nature of causal body or the Anandamaya Kosha, because that is the true essence of Maya. It is covering, it is of the nature of ignorance, the final cover between us and the Brahman. Once that is also lifted, that is of the nature of ignorance. Once that is also lifted, then we know Aham Brahmasmi will come to us. This is what is the missing link there, okay? There, if I had talked about Maya, it would have been completely, we would have diverged. So try to correlate this and that. Avarana Shakti, the wheeling power, which is of the nature of ignorance, is one superpower of Maya. Second superpower is Vikshepa Shakti, which is projection. So we have seen 3 concepts. Fourth concept is the logic that ties it all together, which is the cause and effect. Everything that we see around us is an effect of some cause. But we know that Brahman alone is real, and when the material cause and efficient cause are one and the same, it is not actually existing. For that, you can relate to the dream world. We build everything in the dream world, but the material cause and efficient cause are the same in the dream world, which makes the dream unreal. Similarly, this world also has the same material cause, same efficient cause, which is Brahman, because nothing other than Brahman exists. Which means that the world itself is unreal. These 4 concepts, the more we reflect and reflect and reflect, our life itself becomes truly wondrous, because you will first accept the undeniable truth behind this logic, number 1. And number 2, when that truth starts permeating into your everyday lives, then we will not be really bothered about our ups and downs. We will really not be bothered. Okay, if somebody is saying good things about me, it's not real. Somebody is saying bad things about me, that is also not real. I'm rich today, not real. I'm very poor today, not real. I'm healthy, not real. I'm sick and I'm dying, not real. Brahman alone is. The more and more and more we reflect on these concepts, the more and more we become a little more detached from the world. The more we detach, the more we can really go and play out there in this world without any fears, without any inhibitions, without any, the feeling of, oh, am I doing it right? Am I doing it wrong? Nothing. You will not have any inhibitions. Like me coming and taking this class, right? I'm just saying, you will become fearless. And that will open up an entire new dimension for us to live our lives. And I think that is the most important takeaway from all these studies. Okay, let there be Brahman, let there be Maya, let there be this Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara, all this, let it be there. How it is applying it to you, the more and more we understand about all this, the more and more we come to truly realize that this whole world itself is not real. I am also not real. Then the way in which we live in this world will be completely different. Okay, so this is all that I could cover today. There is a little bit more to cover about Maya. We didn't see about Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, and we didn't see about the Ishvara also. We will see all that in next class. Okay, so if you're listening this for the first time, again I'm repeating myself, it may be a little too much, but take your time. Ask yourself all the questions. Don't get convinced simply because somebody is saying it. You yourself apply the logic to it and let it become your own knowledge. Whatever doubts, let it come and try to answer those doubts. If you are not able to answer, ask. There are so many support systems that is available for us today. Internet has made all that possible. Read, study, reflect, and then take it as your truth. Don't just blindly accept what is being said over here. Okay? All right. I covered less than what I thought I should finish, but it's okay. So let's finish the class with our closing prayers. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Thank you so much. I'll see you all again in the next class. Bye. Take care.